Hello YouTube friends. Today's video, I'm going to post this one today on the 7th of April 2019, and this is the delayed prize draw from when I moved everything up to Pink HQ. I said let's do a draw and the person will win some of the produce that I've got upstairs. But then I had my big internet meltdown and all my problems. It's still not completely right. So my plan was to delay it by a week. It's today. But my plan was to do it as a live stream. And so that it would be properly, you know, drum roll, random number generator. But in order to do that, I would have to be filming on my iPad on one bit of Wi-Fi and doing the random number on another bit on my computer as another bit of Wi-Fi, and I don't think my system can cope with two lots of Wi-Fi. So I'm going to film it. I found a random comment generator and it's ready loaded. I'm going to do that in a few minutes, and I'm going to put that on the end of this video, but that would only be like 2 minutes. So I've put a little tutorial. A while ago somebody asked me how I made the paper flowers, so I've made this one. And I'm going to show you step by step how I make these. And then in the future, there'll be another little tutorial on some of the other things that people have said, oh, how did you make that or this? So this is the first of the little mini tutorials. And that's I'm going to put that up next. But first, I'm going to trail another thing that's coming shortly, hopefully. I'm planning it in my head now. You might have heard me talk about Liberty fabric. I'm a little bit obsessed with Liberty fabric. What is Liberty fabric? Some of you may already know and be using it, but some of you might hear that and think, what the devil's she talking about? So over here is a big pile of my Liberty fabric. I have 2 drawers over there that are full of the stuff, and I'm very lucky to be able to have quite a selection of lovely fabrics. Now these are out at the moment because yesterday and the day before I was making these. So I've been piecing together. So I've been doing some little bits of piecing. Don't worry, there is a video about this, but I want to make it part of a Liberty fabric series. I don't know how many parts it'll be, but I'm quite excited about the prospect of making some things with Liberty and showing you a little bit more about it and why it is I like it, and creating some more obsessives in the world. There needs to be more obsessive people about Liberty, surely. So this is part of a bigger project that I'm doing, and I made quite a lot of these yesterday, but the trimmings for these, so I've trim them all. You'll see it all. I've done it all in a video, not this particular colourway. But I trim all these little bits off here so that I've got little tiny snippets of trimmings here. And then I make the patron postcards. I'm just going to give you a tiny little look at, because you can't really see these. But those are the May Flower Moon Patreon postcards that I've made. They're not finished yet, but I'm part way through making them. I haven't done, there's quite a bit more to do on them yet, but they are partly made using these. So I don't waste a single scrap of Liberty. Anyway, I thought I'd just show you that's like the trailer, if you like, for when I get going with the Liberty. Beautiful Liberty fabric. I'll tell you all about it. I'll tell you all about its origins and why it's so fantastic. But I'm going to do that in a different series of videos. For now then, I'm going to put the little tutorial, the flower tutorial there. Then I'm going to do the random prize draw, and that's it. That will be today's video. It just felt like I'd add in the little tutorial as well for you. I've just made that flower now. Okay, guys, so that's what we're going to do. I'm going to go and edit all of that flower tutorial now. And I'll see you at the end of this with the random prize draw. Good luck, everyone. It's exciting. I'm going to do 3. It just felt like 1 was a bit stingy, 2 was quite nice, but 3 was even better, wasn't it? So I'm going to draw 3. Okay, I'll see you at the end of this. Okay then, so this is how we're going to make these flowers. Now, you need 5 pieces of paper and they need to be square. And I'm making this one quite big so that you can see it quite easily. But the little ones you saw at the beginning there, those we're using a 3-inch square, which I think makes quite a nice size flower. So the first thing we need to do, because this isn't square paper, you can use origami paper if you like, I guess. The first thing we need to do is make this square. Now you can measure it if you like. You can fold it corner to corner if you like, but the way that I make a square is this way. It doesn't have to be super accurate. So I've lined all the papers up on my cutting mat. I've turned one of them at 45 degrees like that, or do I mean 90? I've turned one of them like that. And then you cut that part off there, which means that the 4 underneath are now square. Tamp those all down a bit, cut this bit off here, and then 5 of them are square. It doesn't actually matter terribly what size it is, but it's good if you can get it fairly accurately square anyway. So there they are, nice and square. Okay, so you can see then I've got some glue and some pegs there. I'll show you what we'll do those in a minute. But take one of the sheets then and just follow along with what I'm doing here. I'm trying to be accurate and folding those creases really carefully, but it's quite a simple little construction. The piece is made in 5 parts and this is one of those parts. Okay, instead of me just describing what I'm doing, I think it's much easier if you just watch. Get those creases nice and firm. Okay, so that bit folds out to there like that. And then at this stage, I think that looks like one of those Art Deco sort of lamps, you know, those little sconces. They look fun. Okay then, so now we're going to open up. Put your finger inside one of those bits there and line that fold up with the side of the paper and flatten that down. The same on the other side. There we go. And so now we take that top little bit there and you're going to fold that so that it's in line with the side of the main square, and also the fold line is in line with the fold line that you've just made. Can you see? In a second they all line up beautifully. And then we're going to fold those back so that the whole thing's back into being a square again. And this isn't proper origami because origami doesn't need glue, but at this point now we need a bit of glue. Now I'm using up the scrapings of the last of a little bottle of Eileen's tacky glue, getting it everywhere. And so just carefully glue one of those flaps there. And fold those together and pin them, peg them with a little clip or a peg. But be very careful not to fold the bit at the back, because that's one of the petals and we need that to be nice and rounded. So just a little bit of glue on there then. Oh, we'll scoop that bit up. So I'm just going to do one more with you, and then the other 3 I'll do quickly. Now, I make this one ever so slightly different. It's the same, exactly the same outcome, but by the time you've folded a lot of these, you actually do get a bit shortcutty with them. So the same folds here, and you'll see that the only slight difference here is that instead of folding that, I'm just going to stick my finger in it and line up the fold line with the square underneath. Yeah, you get very fast at these when you're making them for a big wedding and you need a bunch on every table, which I have done. Okay, so fold those down, fold that bit over, and then you fold the two pieces in again. And a bit more glue. Just glue on one of the flaps there. You'll see that these make the sort of petals on the inside when the thing's finished. And fold that over and put a couple of pegs on. Or one peg if it's a smaller piece. There they are then. So we need 5 like that, so I'm going to make the other 3 really, really, really fast. You've got the hang of it by now, I'm sure. Okay, so we have 5 there now. And actually these have dried a bit. I like Aleene's tacky glue because it dries really, really quickly, but even so, there was a space there where I dried them a little bit. You can, if you're making a lot of these, then make sure you go back to the beginning and use the ones from the beginning. Really do need another bottle of this glue, don't I? Now, just watch where I put this glue. I'm only putting it maybe 1/4 of an inch up the side of the unit piece there. And then we'll get one more and put it alongside so that just the first 1/4 of an inch is stuck together. Line them up nice and carefully. And then back on with a couple of pegs. Now there are 5 of these, so you can do 2 sets of 2. I'm going to stick the other 2 in a minute and then just leave the final one till the last stage. So just a bit of glue down there. We don't want to stick the back part of this petal to the other petal. That was probably a little tiny bit too much glue there, but as I say, I'm just using the very last bits of this bottle of glue. Okay, and then that fits together like so. Just press the edge, don't press back to the back of the petal. And so now we've got 2 pairs and 1 single, and leave those for a while to dry. Oh, you can see I've cut the glue bottle in half because it was driving me bonkers trying to get inside there. So when you take a peg off now, you're just going to form the thing back again so that it's nicely rounded like that. And those bits there form the sort of centre of the flower. So these are nice and dry because I did leave them for a little while in the edit there. And what we need to do now then is stick all 5 of them together. And this bit's tricky until you've got the hang of it, and then once you know how you're doing this, it's as easy as pie. But the first couple of times you do it, you feel like you haven't got enough hands. So again, a little bit of glue just down the inside of the petal. And then it doesn't matter which one, but I'm putting the number 1 on there, the single on, and press that together. And actually this one's quite a biggish square, but when you're making smaller ones, it's much easier to hold them together with your hand. These ones are a little bit bigger. So glue all around there, and then this is the bit where it kind of gets a bit fiddly. I'm going to slide that last piece in there, but then I want you to squeeze them all so that they all form together. This is why a tiny bit smaller flower is easier to do. This one's quite a handful. But what I need you to do is to hold them at the bottom and the top with your thumb and your finger, and then with your other hand just sort of squash them together without folding the petals down. You can see we're nearly there now. Now the glue dries quickly. Try and choose a fastish drying glue, but even so I would leave that just lying on the table for a bit to dry completely. And then what I did to put these onto a stalk was I have some knitting needles that have got a nice colourful end, and so that one's got a little red bobble in the middle, and then they kind of make a vase of flowers. So there they all are, and there's Sadie with the original ones there. Hope you make them. Let me know in the comments if you do. Okay then, get yourselves excited. Good luck everybody. I'm going to bring the camera in a little bit nearer. I wonder if you're going to be able to see this. So I've got the YouTube random comment picker here, and what I've got to do is put in the URL of and I've got that in a separate tab here. So I go share and we'll go copy. We'll copy the URL of that post, moving into my pink room and the prize giveaway. And now we go random comment generator, and we pop that in there, paste. Okay, there it is. Now, I wonder if you can see okay. Now we're going to load comments. Oh, there they all are. Oh, there's a lot. Okay, so there's loading 1027 comments. Moving into my pink room. Randomly pick the winner. Are you ready? The reason why I picked this one is, okay, there was 1027 comments, but there are 873 unique comments. So if somebody put a comment on twice, they're going to actually be entered once. So that's fine. So we'll randomly pick a winner. Good luck, everyone. Daryl Elbert. June, Iowa, house. This is kind of fun, learning about each other. Oh, that's nice. Hi, Daryl. Daryl Elbert. Well, you are my first winner and you get home. Okay, so well done, Daryl. Second winner, Molly Smith. Molly. And you say, the pink room looks wonderful and very useful. I love your long videos. Thank you, Molly. Molly Spradley from Washington, and your flower cards, please, if I was lucky enough to win. So Molly Smith or Spradley, and you get flowers. You get home, Daryl. You get flowers, Molly. Let's pick one more, shall we? Oh, Robin, it's you. RS Island Crafts. The pink room makes a wonderful office. Will you keep it closed off from the cats still? Well, I'll try to. Or at least when you're not working in there. It's Robin from sunny Cape Coral, Florida, here in the US. I think all of your cards are gorgeous, and even though I'm a huge fan of sunsets, I think I will choose the craft set. Oh, fantastic. So, Robin then, you're my third winner, and you're going to get crafts, my love. That's fantastic. I'm so pleased. Daryl, Molly and Robin, all three of you have won my cards. Can't wait to get them sent out to you. Isn't that easy? My random comment picker. So you had an 873 chance of winning. Well done, everybody. Well done. So I'm just going to get excited about that, and then I'm going to just remind you that the post I put up yesterday, which is the pink and red scrappy quilt, all finished, bound, washed, and don't worry about the washing. Everyone in the comments was worried about the red running. I had pre-washed that one really carefully, and I washed it on a very cool wash. So it's fine. There's been no running whatsoever. It's now for sale on eBay, and I'll leave a link in the description box or the show notes in the down below here. I'll leave a link to that now, because it would be lovely if that went to a new home. I'd really like that. Thank you very much for all the interest people have shown in that already. It's got a bit of lively activity going on there already just from yesterday. And so now, without any further ado, I will post this video so that the people who've won, Daryl, Molly and Robin, you will be receiving your cards soon as I've got your contact details. Fantastic. So the next, I've got a couple of videos coming for the people who are asking, you know, where have I been? You know that I've had some internet problems. I think they're sorting themselves out now, but it does still take an awfully long time to load a video. And so it's quite frustrating. So I'm going to edit this now, put this up. Very excited for all of you. Thank you very much, everyone who entered, and I'll catch up with you next time. Take care, everyone.